The Real Gina B Date with a Plate. I am back again and again and again for another live. Y'all come on in so we can get some encouragement. We can talk a little bit. This is my food channel, so I talk about all things food. So, with my encouragement, I try to come up with little clever topics about food. So, tonight we're going to talk about sweet and bitter bites. Sweet and bitter. So, before we talk about that, I'm going to give you guys little stories, and I'm going to tell you guys why I'm talking about sweet and bitter. Because sometimes we can be sweet, sometimes we can be bitter, but I think we need both to grow, because sometimes we get bitter, and that's not good. But when you get bitter and then you notice that you're bitter and you're like, nah, I can't be like this. And you start to get that healing and that deliverance, then all that sweetness come on now. It's just nice. So it's a little bit different when you're doing a food, when you're cooking food and you have those sweet and those bitter balances. Sometimes it's necessary in that food to get that kind of taste that you want. But in life, bitter can help you grow, but it's just not good for us. So if you ever find yourself becoming bitter, try to go ahead and find the root of why you're being bitter, because there is a root. There's always a root of why you're being bitter. And then get that bitterness out, learn the lesson from it, and then you can extract all that sweetness that's going to come out of you. I always say I'm going to be sweet as pie. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I ain't perfect, but I'm working on it. So y'all come on in, because I want to tell you guys. I think I'll tell the story first, and then I will say why I'm talking about sweet and bitter. A really wise woman gave me some words of wisdom, with people always being negative and bitter. You try to be nice. You try to celebrate things and whatever, and somebody can always find the bad in something that you're trying to do for good. And so she gave me a little saying and some remedies, and it just blessed my heart, because she was like low-key really throwing shade, but it was funny, so whatever. um let's talk about bitter for a little bit. We equate it with our food. We equate it with snacks or food or desserts and things like that. But in real life, there's a story that I listened to today while I was at work, and it was on Law, True and Crimes, and I was watching the news about it. And there was this lady, and now we're gonna say allegedly, because she is still going through trial. So she hasn't been convicted that I know of, because I think this happened maybe 5 months ago. But allegedly, she was keeping her stepson. Allegedly, she said he wasn't locked up. He could have left at any time. But she was keeping her stepson in some confined areas, and allegedly he couldn't get out. So what happened was, and for 20 years, she kept him locked up. And so what they said was is that his dad passed away. His dad was actually confined to a wheelchair, but it sounds like the young man said that his dad actually knew about it. Allegedly, the dad knew about it. I believe a sister and maybe a grandmother, some two other family members besides the dad supposedly knew that he was being locked up. And what happened was, for 20 years, this man, I don't know how he escaped society, but I think he was 11, or he was pretty young. And I believe that there was a complaint about the parents, and then the parents probably did the children's services thing or whatever, and they didn't find enough evidence to support the claim. So they ended up just kind of sweeping it under the rug. Somehow this boy maybe started getting homeschooled, or they thought that they may have moved and thought he was going to like another school district. So a lot of times the kids just kind of fly under the radar with that. And then sometimes with homeschooling, I'm not bashing homeschool at all. I think it's a wonderful thing. But because people are kind of demonizing it, like, well, the kids should be in the system because this is how they can get abused. Because if a parent is saying they're homeschooling their children, they don't have government funding to come in and check on the kids. So maybe the vouchers or however money may work for homeschoolers, if we have something like that, some type of budget, hopefully that budget can kind of be like, okay, well, we know you're homeschooling the kids. We know this is kind of like a private thing, but we just want to check on the kids somehow. I don't know. But we probably should work that out if this is being like an ongoing problem. But anyway, he somehow slipped under the radar, and he was technically homeschooled, but they were keeping him somewhat confined. So I did hear something about locks on the doors. The pictures that I saw were just terrible. The conditions that he was living in. His room was really nasty. The toilet and the bathroom was just, I don't know if he had his own bathroom, but she lived there too. And if she was living like that, I doubt she was. They probably had more than one bathroom. But she is claiming that she's innocent. She said that she never locked him up. He could have left on his own free will. He was let outside a lot of times to do his chores and do tasks. So she's like, he could have left then. But when you intimidate somebody and you got a hold on them and you've scared them pretty much into submission, they don't know that they're free. They have no idea that they're free. So, even though she's fighting it and saying she can make him stay in the house and things like that, the fact that this man, the conditions that he was living in, and the fact that this man was 5'9" and like 68 pounds when they picked him up, that already shows there was some type of neglect there. And so what he did was he got desperate, and he was tired of being locked up, and he set a fire. And he was like, he laid on the ground because he knew that the firemen had to come and get him. And what was very heartbreaking, all of that's heartbreaking, but what was also heartbreaking is he said that for him not to lose track of time, he started listening to like NASCAR or something like that, and he would listen to the year that it came on because he had been locked up so much. I am going to keep up with this case because I'm interested to see how it goes. She is out on bail right now, and so anyway, bitter. Something in her life has made her bitter, and she wanted to take it out on somebody else. That's what that sounds like. So with that, funny thing, I was telling you guys that I had a funny saying from a lady, and that's the bad part. Now here's the encouragement. So we all know that everything works together for our good. So even when someone's being negative, even when somebody's being bitter, it's okay. The woman gave me, she's an older woman. I told her about an experience that I had. Crime, lies, yeah. Oh. Do I know you, Crime, Lies, and WTF? I think I might have subscribed to your channel because I thought it was interesting. But hey, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on. But anyway, I was just talking about a crime. Okay, I figured, because I was like, wait a minute, did we? Yes. Hey, hubby, how are you? Thank you for joining. So anyway, going back, the saying, the old lady gave me a saying because I was telling her about how people were being negative out of something positive. And the saying she gave me was basically, bitter people will sour honey. So go and find peace. So that's what she left us. That's what we had. And I thought it was pretty cool. So, all right, I'm going to jump on my Date with a Plate chat, or not Date with a Plate, my parenting channel. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. It's your girl, the real Gina B. Date with a Plate. Only eat it if it's good.